Washington Area Council for Children. And I'm here with their cyber safety program, and we're going to talk to you guys about how to stay safe online, as your principal have already given you a clue into what we're going to talk to you about. So we talk to students, parents, and anyone else in the community about how to stay safe online. So today, we're going to talk to you about all the things that you guys do online, how you connect, your gaming, your creating virtual worlds and socializing, text messaging, and just uploading videos online. So all those things are fun and they're great, but we really want you guys to be safe while you're doing all these things. So let's get right to it. We're going to talk about just a few facts. I'm not going to run through this entire slide, but they tell us that 94% of all young people are online. You guys agree with that? With the show of hands, I'm sure you guys know that already. 80% of you have gaming consoles, and you're playing video games. 73% of you have social networking sites, or have profiles on social networking sites. And it tells us that kids between the age of 8 and 18 spend more time with their media, their cell phones, and on the computers and with their Xbox than they're spending with their parents or at school. So that's 53 hours, and that's more hours than the average adult works a week. So that's a lot of hours online. So today we're going to go through the 3 C's: the cyber safety, cyber security, and cyber ethics. Okay? So just give you a few definitions. Cyber safety is everything that you do cyber safety. Everything that we do online is intertwined with our real life. So we have to think about that when we're doing things online, that it's not separate. It definitely crosses over when we talk about cyberbullying and how much information we share online and posting those inappropriate pictures. Those are things we're going to talk about. Cyber ethics, treating others the way that you want to be treated, is very important while you're online. Posting online can be more hurtful than in person. So we're going to talk about those things. Illegally downloading materials. How many of you download music or videos when you're online? Very good. Even though those things are fun, it's nice to download those things, but we have to make sure that we are doing it legally. That's the important thing. And as it said here on the slide, when you're downloading illegally, it's just like going to the store and shoplifting and taking that video or that game. It's the same thing. And just creating unnecessary drama. Okay, cybersecurity. We want you guys to know how to protect all of your technology, your computer, your gaming consoles. So we want to keep your spyware, your software, your virus protection, everything needs to be updated. Setting your privacy settings when you're on the social networking sites is very important. And just keeping a clean machine, and also very strong passwords is very important for you guys. So we're going to start off by talking about cyberbullying, which is part of that cyber ethics. And we're going to start with this video for you. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
What is cyberbullying?
Threats they can receive through the internet, either by email, comment.
Look! I just got like 5 of these last night on IM and 3 more today on my cell.
Cyberbullying is when anybody tries to contact you in a mean way.
I know, but I hate being called names.
It's just basically like trash talk, like through technology. Why do people cyberbully?
I think people cyberbully because they want to feel better about themselves.
It's like fun, she still got a life. She likes to bother people, or she just like to get attention from it.
Whoa, who's sending you those?
It's your ex-girlfriend, Ken. She thinks you and I are going out.
They don't have the courage to stand to your face and say it, so they have to hide behind some type of screen.
Have you ever been cyberbullied?
Yeah, I was cyberbullied before. On her MySpace page, her boyfriend sent me a message saying that if you don't stop giving my girl's number, I'll and stuff.
I do have one friend that she received a really mean text message on her phone.
Listen, she should not be saying those things to you.
People wrote rude things on my wall. I had to unfriend a lot of those people.
What would you do if you were cyberbullied?
just ignore it, and hopefully it would stop.
Just don't respond to her.
I would keep the emails or whatever they're sending me.
Save the text messages.
I would end my profile and I'd immediately get off the site.
If it continued, I'd probably let someone know.
And if she doesn't stop, you're gonna have to tell your parents or something.
It was really to an extreme point, contact the authorities.
Why is cyberbullying a bad idea?
It's not a nice thing, obviously.
This is why she's my ex-girlfriend, because she does stuff like this.
They shouldn't be picking on other people and hurting other people's feelings.
And if it goes too far, it could actually get people in trouble.
And it's like immature and inappropriate, and just they shouldn't be doing it.
Right. What do you guys think about that video? You think they hit the course of cyberbullying pretty good? I think so. Cyberbullying is one of our biggest topics that we're having to deal with young people because they're using technology quite a bit. But when you're behind technology, it kind of removes some of the human emotions away, take them away, and we tend to just do and say whatever we think we can online. So these are some brief statistics. It says that 60% of middle school students said that they have been bullied. And another part of this is that 1 in 4 of them have had it happen more than once. And then down below it says that 58% of them have not told a parent or trusted adult. And those are the kids that we really want to pay attention to. So why is cyberbullying such a big deal? As you said before, it's easier to say things behind the protection of the computer, right? You don't have to see the person's reaction. You don't have to reap any consequences if they decide that they want to say something back to you. The feeling of anonymity. Some young people think it's fun or funny, just like with face-to-face bullying. They take it as a joke. Or being pressured by their peers because their peers are doing and saying certain things online. They sort of go along with it and they participate. And inadvertently just sort of reacting to something that was said to them. So, the difference between face-to-face bullying and cyberbullying is that face-to-face bullying is definitely in your face. It's usually happening at school. And cyberbullying is anywhere, anytime. It follows you wherever you go, and it's difficult to get away from. It can follow you while you're at school and even when you're at home. Whereas face-to-face bullying, it doesn't follow you. It usually happens at one place and then it can be over once you're at home or gone somewhere else. So, this is what we call the 24/7 bully because it follows us everywhere. And cyberbullying victims, we like to talk about the victims because we want you guys to understand the impact that cyberbullying have on individuals. Sometimes they may get nervous or upset around a computer, feel a little, anxious about using it, may stop using the computer. When they're receiving emails, their behavior changes. They may become abnormally withdrawn, whereas they were participating in school activities, sports, or hanging out with their friends, and now they're no longer doing those type of things. Those are clues. Ditching school and dropping their grades, and just a whole lot of other emotions can go into it, like depression and frustration. Those are things that are very important. The pictures of the young people that you guys see here, we have Ryan Holligan, Megan Myers, and Phoebe Prince, and Jesse Logan. Each of these young people were bullied online in some way or another, either through having people just harassing them and saying really horrible things about them, fake profiles, pretending to be someone that they weren't, and then setting this person up for disappointment. Or just sharing too much information, and in turn they got bullied for it. So thinking they can trust the other person on the other end, and they could not. The person used it against them. So each of these young people are young people who committed suicide as a result of being bullied online, which is also the worst consequence that can happen. We want young people to be aware of it. So when you have a friend and you see a change in their behavior and something that's going on, or you yourself, it's very important that you know how to take care of these things. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Some of what we're going to talk about. Now, Michigan laws, did you guys know that cyberbullying was against the law? Remember the film they said that you can get in trouble for bullying another person? Well, here in Michigan, we don't have what they call bullying or cyberbullying laws, but we do have laws that pertain to that covers bullying. And it basically prohibits someone from contacting you and frightening you and intimidating you through technology and just basically sharing information about another person without their permission or stalking them, okay? So these are the things that we can do. You want to tell the bully to stop. I know that sounds pretty simple, but you really can't tell the bully to stop. You can also block the person. It's very important that you know how to block. You guys know how to block someone from contacting you? If you're on Facebook, you can block them, you can unfriend them, but you can also block them through your cell phone. If you can't do it directly through your cell phone, you can go through your cell phone provider and tell your parents, and they can just block that number, and they won't be able to call you or text you a message. So it's very important that you know how to do that. Just check with your cell phone provider. And if you're on the gaming consoles, you guys know how to do that, right? You can mute them, and you won't have to be bothered with them. The last thing they have is tell a trusted adult. Remember that 58% of the kids that I said don't tell? That's a very important number. That's a large number of kids that are not telling someone that something's happening to them. It's very important that you do tell. You don't want to sit there in silence. There is someone out there that will help you, but if you don't tell, no one will know that it's going on. And we don't want you to end up in a situation where you feel depressed and anxious and upset and frustrated. So we asked the question, but isn't that snitching? That's what most kids say. They don't want to be a snitch. We say no. Snitching is not. Telling is not snitching. Snitching usually happens when you're trying to get somebody in trouble. You're doing it on purpose. But if you just let someone know what's going on with you, you're actually standing up for yourself. And you may actually be standing up for someone else, okay? You don't have to give the bully the power over you to control you, because you have the right to come to school and do what? Learn, and to feel what? Safe, that's right. So we don't want the bully to take that away from us, and the bully actually have the same right too. So now our next topic is online predators. How many of you have seen, you guys raise your hand and say that you had Facebook profiles, right? Okay, how many of you have gotten a message from someone that you do not know? They want to be your friend online. Those are the people we need to be careful of. And that's when we talk about online predators. Predators can be anyone online. They can look like anyone you know. They can be young or old. Most of us think of predators as someone that's older, much older than us, but no, a lot of predators are actually within our age range. So we have to be careful. They can look like anyone you know, your teacher, the lady at the bank, the lady who works at Kroger's, or the guy who come and fix your cable. They can look like anyone. So here it says that 54% of teens communicate online with someone that they have not met in person, that they don't know in person, and 25% of them are boys. The majority of them are females, but the 25% is what we brought out because sometimes young people think that boys cannot fall victim to online predators. And then the last one says that 100% of the children that were molested by online predators actually went with them willingly. So young people are actually knowing that they're living with someone that they do not know. So we talk about how predators groom you. They look for kids that are lonely, who want attention, who want to appear older than what they are, who are questioning their sexuality, who are angry with their parents, and they're expressing that online. They try to tap into how you're feeling and build your trust, get to know you. Usually they're pretty patient. They can wait, while you're thinking, well, I've been talking to this person for 6 months online. So I think you think that you know them. I see someone have their hand up over here. Very good. He said that he learned that on Facebook, which is really good for you guys to know, that you can fix your profile where only certain people can see your messages, view your pictures. That is very important that you have your privacy settings, right? Thank you for bringing that out. He's right. You can't set your profile. Only certain people can see your profile. And when we talk about Facebook, we don't want to friend people that we don't know in real life. Okay? So, as you can see here on the screen, is that predators are wherever kids are. You know, if their kids are on the playground, predators might show up on the playground. They like to be at sporting events where kids are, at schools, the mall, wherever kids are. So the same thing online. They're on the gaming consoles, they're on Facebook, they're on instant messengers. You see at the bottom where it says that adult predators rarely pose as teens, while we know that some of them do pose as teens. They're telling us that rarely they pretend to be young kids. They actually let young people know how old they are. And you know, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I think that they do it, because they know that a lot of young people are reaching out. They're, you know, young girls are interested in older guys. So they go ahead and contact the girls online. And even vice versa, some young boys are interested in older people, so they don't feel like they don't have to lie about their age. How many of you have seen How to Catch a Predator? I know a lot of young people have seen that, and they're usually older men trying to contact younger people. Okay, this is a video that's going to talk about how fast information travels. You know, with the click of a button, we're all texting and we're sending pictures and downloading things. So let's see what these young people have to say, how fast information travels. Okay, here we go.
It was a certain girl who had sent her picture. It was not new, but like somewhat. And he sent it to my friend through a text, and he was telling me about it. Then he sent it to like 5 other people because they were like, let me see. And then what happened was yeah, she did get suspended or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard of cases like that, and also like their pictures end up on Google too. So like then everyone knows, because I've heard about that a lot in the news.
People have received texts from other states that get all around, so they're quite known, and people have no idea that they would spread that much. They don't think of the consequences.
Just recently, last week, I was in the bathroom, minding my own business, fight broke out. 30 minutes later, went up to the stairs after lunch. I get pulled to the side by a principal saying, "We got you in the video when the fight broke out in the bathroom." Somebody wound up texting to the principal. They texted to me and they recorded it and sent it in a text to the principal.
Nowadays, you can use your phone to get on Facebook, and you can get a message from Facebook to your phone saying you have a message. You can post it, and like everyone sees it. So it spreads really quick. Like half the parties I know, like they're on Facebook.
The information travels through the internet real quick. It's like you know, upload, and then you see the 100 percentile, and then bam, it's right on it.
You can tell one person, they could email 5 people that same message, you know, in a millisecond or whatever.
On Facebook, they have statuses. Facebook tells everybody everything.
Like, she got on MySpace and pasted this on somebody's page, like, a boy liked this girl, and like pasted it on her page. One time the next day, the girl knew everybody in the whole school knew.
My fake cousin, like, she was, like, this girl was talking trash to her on the internet, so she said, find me after school.
I mean, once you get online, everybody like to talk about it. And if it's something that's a very big deal, people like to bring it to school the next day, like try to start controversy.
If you put the wrong stuff on it, and that you know that's going to get outbursted, it's going to cause drama.
If you're going to put it online, then you're going to have to deal with the consequences.
Like, I mean, in the end, you have a choice whether or not you want to update your business to the whole internet.
What do you guys think about that, how information travels? I like that the guy said that you have a choice if you want to post your personal information online. When you know how far it can travel, it's your choice to post those things. But in the end that we want to be smart in what we post. So that brings us to our next topic, which is sexting. Sexting is whenever someone sends those inappropriate pictures. It's either picture, video, and or language through a text message or some other type of technology. So why do kids do this? Because sometimes they think it's fun or cute, or they consider themselves flirting with another person, or they feel pressured by their boyfriend or their girlfriend, or they just take it as a joke, or responding to something that was sent to them. So all of you are under the age of 18, right? You're sixth graders, of course you are, right? So it's very important that you guys understand the law when it pertains to you when it comes to these inappropriate pictures. So the law says that anytime these type of pictures are sent out and they're sexually explicit, they have images, videos, or and language, and whenever those type of messages are sent out, that is considered child pornography. And when you're taking these type of pictures, it's considered producing child pornography. So that is up to 20 years imprisonment. Whenever someone sends these pictures out, they're sending it from the cell phone, or they're emailing it to another person, that is up to 7 years. And when you're keeping it because you want to just keep it because someone sent it to you, that's up to 4 years. So what is happening with young people, they are getting in trouble with the law, the police is getting involved, the courts are getting involved, and deciding what they want to do with these young people. And then in some really, really bad cases, some of the kids that ended up on the sex offender registry with all of our predators we talked about who are on the sex offender registry. This young man here, Philip Apper, his girlfriend sent him a picture of herself. He sent it to everyone on his contact list. And it included her friends and family and his friends and family. So once her family found out about it, they wanted to press charges against Philip. So Philip had to go to court. He was arrested for child pornography and possessing and distributing child pornography. He is now on the sex offender registry for 25 years. He was 18 when this occurred. He ended up being kicked out of college and a whole lot of other things besides being publicly humiliated. Now, when her family found out that what his consequences were going to be, they wanted to withdraw their complaint because they really felt like he was not really a bad kid. He just made a bad decision. And that's very important. We know that most kids are not bad kids. They just make really bad decisions. And to send out this picture was a bad decision. So they wanted to withdraw, but the courts, the state of Florida said no. And they sent down their penalty on him to 25 years on the sex offender registry and not being able to go within 1,000 yards of a school and having to report where he lives and report to the court and be on, probation for all this time. So that's Philip Apper. And Philip Apper is now fighting to get his name clear because he wasn't a bad kid. He just made a bad decision. So this is what we want all young people to remember. Don't let anyone convince you to send a picture of yourself like that. Anything inappropriate, you just say no to it. Remember that it can be printed by someone else. It can be posted on another website. It can be sent with the click of a button. Remember those young people talked about how fast information traveled? With a click of a button, it can be sent to everybody in this auditorium. So you don't want that to happen to you. And remember, once you hit send, you can't delete it. It's gone. It's out of your control. Someone else has control of your image. So here are some risky behavior, online behavior. Friending unknown people, those are the predators. Posting too much information, embarrassing and harassing another person, talking about sex inappropriately with people that you know and people that you don't know. Sharing and sending provocative pictures, those are our inappropriate pictures we were talking about. Sharing your passwords and then clicking on pop-up ads. Those are things that are risky for us online. So some unethical behavior online. We talked about the downloading of material. Whenever you're downloading information free and it's illegal, that is unethical. Peer-to-peer network, you have to be careful with that, exposing your computer to hackers. And then plagiarism. You're copying that paper for something for school. It's not really yours. You're using the information directly from the internet. So we're telling young people and everyone, parents, all adults and children, to keep a clean machine. Keep your security software up to date. It's very important. Ask your parents if they've updated your stuff on your computer, because this will protect you from hackers and other things that's going on that compromise our security. Make your password long and strong, and you want to use symbols and uppercase letters and lowercase letters, and beware of Wi-Fi hotspots. You know how you guys have your gaming consoles, your iPod touches, and you're at the restaurant and they say they have free Wi-Fi. Well, you guys want to be careful about where you're using hotspots, okay? So this is another, hopefully it'll play. This one wouldn't play for us last time. This tells us about offline consequences. Someone have their hand up, one question. Okay.
How many videos are on here?
This is the last one. Is that okay? Okay.
How do you decide what information and images to post online?
I just wouldn't put up anything that I would regret putting up in the first place.
There's a lot of stuff I do not want my family seeing. Maybe my friends can see it, but not my family, so I just don't put it on there at all.
Coaches look, and I want them to have a good impression of what I do.
I don't want to be turned down because I have something stupid on my page.
I'm pretty careful about what I write to begin with, and I wouldn't write personal information.
Have you or someone you know ever posted something you regret?
I take back pictures when I take a picture with my tattoo and everything because it's really bad, the attention.
One of my friends put up a picture and she regrets it.
But remember that photo from Halloween? We had to dress up as a ballerina because you thought that bad?
There was an argument on a Facebook thread.
My friend has posted a picture of her and a guy together when she had another boyfriend.
What information and images are not okay to post?
Pictures of fights.
Smoking.
My address, my phone number.
Guns.
My name, age.
Nude pictures.
Oh, I'm not even gonna comment on that one.
Insulting videos.
Things you can get in trouble for.
Looks like I got some changes to make.
Why do people post inappropriate messages and pictures?
I think they like the attention.
Can I cause more drama by doing this? Can I get on the news?
I like to show off.
Honestly, I think at the time when they posted, they don't really feel that it's inappropriate.
How can things you post online affect your future?
Teachers see it in trouble at school.
I've heard stories about kids getting rejected from colleges.
Recruiters and coaches look for all that stuff now, you know.
You might lose friends because friends might be offended.
And he applies for a job and the person's about to give it to them. You never know, they might want to check your Facebook, MySpace, anything, your email, and if you have something inappropriate, just for that, they can just cancel it all.
All right, do you think they explain offline consequences pretty good? I do. Pretty smart kids, huh? So they said if you're posting something online that you don't want your family to see, the grandma rule, if you don't want grandma to see it, don't post it. And then one young man said, I really think that when young people post things online, they don't think that it's inappropriate at the time. So it's very important that we think before we post. You guys have adopted a Stop, Think, Connect logo here or slogan here, so you guys really want to stop, think, and connect. So think before you post. Only half of the young people said that they have thought about how things would affect them in real world, how it would come back and haunt them or hurt them in some sort of way. Remember that colleges and jobs, one of the young people said that. They don't want to, the teacher or the college or the job that they're applying for to see it. So you got to remember to not post those things because they are looking and they can rule you in or rule you out based on what you're posting. And just remember that there are no secrets on the internet. It's not really private, okay? So everything that we post can be printed, reposted in some sort of way, cut and paste. And somebody else have their hand up over here. One question. The grandma rule. You guys never heard the grandma rule? Okay, so anything you don't want your grandma to see, you will be embarrassed or her think you're going to get in trouble with grandma, you don't want to post it online. That's the grandma rule, okay? Are there things that you don't want your grandma to see that you wouldn't do in front of your grandma? If you have things that you wouldn't do in front of your grandmother, don't do it online. Your grandma. Okay, moving on. Okay, we're going to play a little game with you guys. We played it with the first two groups. And You guys have heard of Jeopardy, right? Okay, let's see how good you guys are at this game. Okay, you guys have to pay attention. Raise your hand because everybody can't answer at once. We only have a few more minutes, so we're just gonna kind of breeze through it. Raise your hand and I'll try to point to someone already have their hand up already wanted. Hold on a second, let's see. Bullies are us, 100. It says, can a cyberbully be traced? Whoops, the young man had his hand up right here. Can a cyberbully be traced? Yeah. Maybe sometimes. Yes, a cyberbully can be traced. That's very important that you guys know that. So when you're trying to sneak around and say mean and hurtful things about other people thinking no one will know about it, know that they can be traced, okay? All right, cyber pals, 500. It said, how do you know someone who they say they are? How do you know? Right here. You don't really know? Okay. You don't know. Exactly. They can pretend to be anyone online. That's very important. Okay, let's see here. Security blanket, 4,000. It said, how much information does a predator need to be able to find you? Over here with the green sweater. How much information does a predator need to find you? What did he say? Did you guys hear? Trying to hide from, but how much information they need from you? Not much? Okay, right here, great. Not much information, so sometimes they only need your email address and your name. So that's not much information at all, right? Okay, let's try, I think we got a few more minutes. Let's try bullies are us again for 500. It said, if you think you're being targeted, what should you do? Right here. She said, just tell. You guys think that's right? Okay. It says, leave the message on the screen and tell someone in authority. Very good. You want to save all evidence that someone is bullying you. You want to print it or save it or, send it to someone else that can help you. Let's see here. What did we do? The Cyber Pals 400. It says, what personal information is safe to share online? None. You guys agree with that? None. Very good. You guys are smart. Okay, let's see. Security blanket 400. It said, who should have your password? Only you and who else? Okay, they said you and your parents should have your passwords. You guys agree or disagree? You and your parents, very good. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Okay, is it illegal to cyberbully someone? Right here. You say yes? She said yes. You guys agree? Yes, it is illegal. We already talked about the law. That's very good. Okay, that concludes our presentations. I think it's pretty much over, right? Time up. Okay, thank you all for listening. You guys were great.